Hey, Muff Crushers. So today we're going to be starting our Mythic Keys um, guide, kind of talking about each dungeon. Today we're going to be talking about Plaguefall. This week is Trinical, Bursting, Volcanic, or Tormented. Um, this is a pretty easy week, actually, because you can clear ads super fast and you can get a lot of that time. You can if you clear quick, you can afford a wipe or two on most keys because of how easy the week is. Um, so going into Plaguefall, first thing you got to know is there's two ways to start off this first part of Plaguefall. Now, personally, I'd actually like to do a stealth skip right here. So I'll go ahead, just kind of put a little line right here. I like doing a little stealth skip right here. The reason why is because these mobs here, though they are not, it's not fortified or anything like that. People could still tend to mess this up, mess these pulls up. They waste a stun too soon, and it's mostly just because of this storming guy. And this storming guy does this ability called Fungal Storm, and it's kind of annoying. If you're not paying attention to it, it can actually do some work. But going into this, I like doing a skip, so we'll just set our first note right here, just for now. Um, Going into the first wall, obviously we're gonna turn around after the stealth, and we're gonna kill this Ogolith. Now, I will have you know, you may see some of these mobs in certain spots. There actually is plenty of room. This guy's not here. He's actually up on a hill right here. So, anyways, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna kill him. Then we're gonna split pull this group. So, really important. Let's see if I can do this. Really important not to pull all of this. If you have a priest, you could do this split pull pretty easily. Me being a priest, I can. Um, but if you don't have a priest, you might want to be a little bit more careful. And if you're curious about how I'm single targeting, clicking these these mobs here, I'm just holding the critical button and doing it. After that, you can opt to do both Plague Belchers. You could do them together if you have uh, the work for it. All you have to do is pull both of them right over here to this little doorway, and they'll actually funnel all of the little minion ads in one spot. And if you have a Druid that can mass root, or a DH that can get a nice AoE fear, that's really easy pull. But if not, just do them separate. Now, on a Trionical week, you don't want to just start at the first boss because he is pretty much what makes or breaks Plaguefall. If you can't kill him on the first time, then usually it's a wipe. The key's broken. Now, I would say that anything under a 15 plus key, you probably can afford one wipe. But anything above that, you risk you pretty much are pretty much done for. So personally, I actually, instead of doing the first boss right away, I actually like to clear, come back down here, and try to get him real quick. Some people see this as a loss of time, but that's just my preference. Some people don't. You don't have to. So, for the sake of argument, we're just going to go ahead and just do the boss. All right, so we do the boss. Now, this boss is, he's got two big abilities, or he's got three big abilities. He's got the slime wave, which you do not want to get hit by. You get hit by that pretty much on a triangle, you're going to get clapped. And applies a nice little poison on you. Then he has a plague stomp, which you can't avoid. It really hurts. You kind of have to use small defenses if you're low to survive it. It's best to be close to the boss for when this happens, and kind of wherever you're lined up with him is where you're going to be shot straight back. So you want to be sure that you are lined up to a spot to where you're not going to get launched in the pool. And then Beckett Slime, basically, he just summons these four what they call globgrogs, these little slimes. One of them's a big one, and the big one can be CC'd, blinded. I think he could be. I don't know if he could be imprisoned. I don't think he can. I know he could be banished by warlocks. He could be rooted. But usually he's not much of a problem. What his big problem, the big problem with him is the small ones. Now on a triangle week, you usually want to mass root not mass root. You really want to kill the first set of blobs, the first three. So if you can consolidate all of them and cleave them, uh, do it. Try not to waste any CC if you don't have to, other than a stun. Um, Really important to kill those first three because if those blobs, any of them, touch the boss, he's going to heal from them, right? And that's just basically setting you back on the time on it, especially on a triangle. So it's really important to kill the first set because by the time the first set's dead or the first set comes, he's pretty much at half HP. And so if you kill that first set, by the time the second set comes, you'll be able to just CC them with mass roots, typhoon, fears, stuns, imprisons, things like that. And that should be enough for you to just focus down the boss. Now, I'll say this: if you the first big blob will still be you have to repeat CC him. You can't just leave him there. You have to keep CCing him. And when the second set of blobs come out, there will be another one, so you have to have something for that too. Usually, if you're a druid, you can cast a single root on one, and then cast your mass roots on the little ones. You should be fine. But that's pretty much the boss there. He's just a tank and spank. Try not to get hit by slime wave. That's it. After that, after this boss, it's pretty much all downhill. After that, you want to kill these guys together. If you see right here, there's a nice little canister right here, and when it explodes, it does damage to everyone. Notice this is everyone within 10 yards. That includes the ads. So it's really good if you can get this guy first, get them all bunched up right on top of that canister. Uh, and then the healer just has to be ready to help the tank because it's really helpful if you can keep them there when that canister explodes because it just melts them. After that, you can this group Pats, and they have two plague boars, and these two plague boars, these plague boars still do explode as well. Um, I'm not too sure. Someone said that they fixed it to where it doesn't affect the ads. I don't. I feel like it still works. But needless to say, you want to if you're gonna pull this pat, just be ready to use on a fortified week. Use defenses. Then usually after that pull, you want to come back around. You want to kill them. You can kill him too if you want. You don't have to. It's not a necessity. He's kind of annoying. Really, you just want to kill them. Then on this pull, I don't know why, but you have two canisters, and it's really cool if your tank can come from this little hill here. Top pull them, right? As they're coming up, you can actually consolidate all of them on this one canister, and they'll kill them fairly quickly. I think the only big problem is this pat here. This pat, if it's not timed correctly, this pat can get pulled, and this guy is really annoying because this sucks. This little debuff sucks, and then of course that sucks too. So you want to be sure to kick it, and obviously kick that as well. But usually you want to do that, then you can do the pat, or you can do vice versa to where you can. Let's just unclick these, add these to it. You can do it like that if you like, and then pull them. Up to you. Um, Next is this pull. Now, for some reason, I still don't know why, but on this pull, people still mess this up. But when these guys, these plague binders, or these slime claws, excuse me, these slime claws, when they get low, right, they actually will start fleeing. And what happens is they flee in these directions to their friends. And if they're not stopped, you're trying to kill them, they're gonna pull them, and now you got to deal with the extra four or the extra two. So it's best that if the tank can pull them back, since you cleared all of this, you know that there's nowhere for them to go. You pull them back, or you could just fight them against the wall here, and then right when they're about to start running, pop an AOE stun, or pop an Ursul's or Fear or something. Just keep them there, because you don't want them pulling extra. That's just really unnecessary. And then of course this guy here, I mean, he does this where's it at? I think it's spines actually. This little knock up spine thing, it really hurts, especially on a fortified. It will one shot you. So just watch your feet, um, and try not to let that hit you. And then of course we got the next Cold Heart. Fairly simple boss. We've already talked. Or fairly simple animal. Very easy. Go into him. All right. Make sure if you're new to this, you stun when he picks up the crushing embrace. Or excuse me, where's it at? Yeah, it's crushing embrace. He'll pick up your tank basically. You'll see your tank be waving in the fucking, or excuse me, in the air. Uh, and you need to stun him to get him to put your tank down. This guy summons, or this over here, plague boars will be running back and forth. It's good to use the plague boars to kill these things as well. After that, of course, him. Now, what he does, this is interesting, is he does this little wasting blight. Reduces your haste for 8 seconds or for 50% excuse me, for 8 seconds. You can actually avoid this by being inside his circle when he initially starts casting it. So be close to him when he starts it, and then run out, and you can kind of avoid it. The rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. Tank can go over here, pull these over here if he so chooses, or he could pull them back to the platform. Most do. You just want to make sure you have range kicks for these guys, so they keep coming. You don't want them casting in the slime because then it just sucks for your melee. Over here, you want to drag these guys here. Uh, Again, self-explanatory. Just kick, stuns, whatever you got. Kill the purple one first because he does that, and it's really annoying. And that really annoying. After that, come over here, kill these guys. Merc kick. Watch for jagged edge. What was it? Is it jagged edge? Jagged spines. Watch for that. Don't get caught. Your pants down. Get knocked in the air. Get one shot. Now, before you do this boss, you want to come up and you want to do the executioner here. He's really easy. He does give a 50% debuff and healing, so be sure to use the defensive if he's charging you. Now this boss, again, he's super easy, but for some reason people mess it up. Right? He does a lot of things. The most important thing you really want to watch for is for when he's jumping around. He'll jump around the platform, and wherever he's facing, he does like a T-shaped ooze slime wave, right? Um, or a plus sign, however you want to put it. So if he's right here in the center and he jumps here, the slime waves are gonna go like an X. So if I draw it on a line here, so if he's here and he jumps here and he's facing this way, so he's facing, or let's do this. If he's facing the steps, right, and he lands, he's gonna do a nice little slime wave that's gonna be in lines like that, right? Um, so basically, wherever he's facing, just be off center to him, and you won't get hit by that. He does spawn these little eruption things. You want to kill him quick. You can step on them Oh, that's gonna get annoying. Oh no. You just step on them, and they don't waste any things on them, and they'll just pop on their own. After a little bit, he will jump across the platform to another little platform. He will summon this ugly little thing called an injection. If this thing explodes, it will kill you, especially on Trinacle. You have 1 minute to kill him. All right, plenty of time. So usually you want to save your lust for when that first one spawns and blow it up. He'll spawn another one, which is basically this purple thing, and it can be CC'd. If you have a druid, knock it back, root it, or Ursul's it, something. Remember, you can alternate a single root for a mass root. All right, so if you're gonna mass root, when he jumps again, because he'll be on this platform for a bit, then he'll jump to another platform and do the same cycle over again. So just be sure you're CCing that. The reason why you want to CC that thing is because it's unnecessary to waste DPS on it when you can honestly just CC it and focus on the boss. All right. First priority is obviously when he jumps, kill the injection. Otherwise, you are all gonna die. Um, and then the second most important thing, watch where he's facing when he's jumping in the air. Just don't get hit by the cross. Other than that, pretty simple boss. This dot is it's gonna be the enemy. After that, come down, do your simple thing. Now, fun fact for you tanks: if you don't want to pull all of this together, especially on a bursting week or bolstering, what you can do is while you're fighting this, you can actually taunt pull. There's these two are actually pretty close together. You could taunt pull these. Not this guy, and they'll come running across to you because they don't cast anything. So that makes this pull a little easier. Um, but either way, you just want to do it. You could do it that way, or you could just knock it out, however you like. Um, and then you want to do a nice little skip here. All you have to do is run smack dab in the center. Just watch where this guy is. All right, you'll see a nice little bubbling green ooze in the slime. Okay. After that, you want to kill these. You can actually pull these guys with this breaker. You just can't kill the slime with the breaker, if that makes sense, because he drops a puddle of slime, and if he drops that puddle of slime, when you guys get pulled in, it's gonna hurt. So kind of play that at your own risk. After that, this little ugly guy, he's actually stealth, so this is a bug, but it's ambusher. It's stealth. Now, a little trick to the ambusher, right? Or actually, I guess he's camouflaged. He has this ability called ambush. This thing right here, right? Don't kick it until the very end of the cast. Okay. Really, you don't even have to kick it. You don't want to CC him or stun it at all. Not until he starts casting stealthlings. So the reason why you don't want to kick ambush right away is because one, even on a fortified week, this doesn't hurt that bad, right? Um, but it can still one shot if you're not paying attention. So let him cast the ambush, and then right at the very end of the cast, you can kick it. Don't stun, kick it. I believe enveloping web's one of those as well. Actually, no, it's not. I'm so sorry. It's not ambush. It's enveloping web. Apologies. So wait to the last second of enveloping web. It's pretty much a 4 second cast. And then kick it. This is free DPS for you. You got 4 seconds. It does absolutely nothing to you, even if it gets it off. Just roots you. That's all it does. So just be clear to don't stun it. Just kick it at the very end, and then right when he starts to cast stealthily, that's when you want to use your stun. By that time, he should be really low and dead. Same thing here. You got a nice little ambusher. Don't kick it if he's casting his little developing wither. This guy does a little dome shield. What's it called? It's not even showing up. I guess this um, bulwark of Maldraxxus. It's just a shield. Doesn't do anything. Just stun him and he'll stop casting it. This ugly guy's just a hunter. He poisons you, but that's about it. Same pull over here. Now, if the stealth things do get off, there's several. You can flare them. You can fear them where they landed. You can see where they landed before they go stealth. Um, but if they do go off, you can run over there, flare them. You can tar trap it. You can typhoon them. You can Ursels them. Because what those stealthlings do is, oh, that's the wrong guy. Let's just go to him. What these little stealthlings do is basically when they spawn, you'll see where they're at for just a second, and then they go stealth. And while they're stealth, they're casting ambush basically. And what that does is on a fortified week or anything like that, I think there's like 6 of them, 6 or 7 of them. All of them will just jump on a target and do the ambush thing. The 3846 physical. Now, on a fortified week, this will one shot you. So that's why you want to break them out of stealth, so you can kick them, stun them, or do something to them, so they don't cast that ambush and kill someone. After that, the boss. Guys, I hope you guys have done this boss already. This is a pretty simple boss. If you can cure poisons, cure the tank of the poison. Pretty self-explanatory. He does this ability, or excuse me, this little thing right here called Shadow Ambush. If you're too far away from a player within 10 yards of you, you're going to get ambushed for a lot, and it's going to stun you for 3 seconds. It's really annoying. That being said, he also will cast this once, think it's like every 10 seconds on a player, and you'll have a circle around you. The idea is to stay within the boss until you get the countdown where it's saying like three, two, one, you're about to get hit. And on like on two, you just basically everybody needs to be on one side of the boss. You need to be on the other, and just run out of the group really quick. Take the stun. Someone can run over there to you, so you don't get stunned again, and save your life. Um, and then the last thing he does is he summons assassins. These assassins are basically just like giant stealthlings, except they're in little webs around this platform. And on these little webs, they're casting this poison, like venom blades or something. And they're throwing it at you. And on a Trionicle week, those hurt really bad. So you want to run over. So basically, this is where the tank would run over every single one of them if his DPS isn't doing it for him, and do some kind of like AoE CC or something. You can thrash if you're a bear. You can pop a sickle if you're a DH tank. You can flare. You can typhoon. You can Ursals. You can if you have Trents. Trents will work too because they get taunted out of it, and the Trents will run up to them and break them out of stealth. So just be mindful of that. Okay, stay with the group, run in a circle, do that stuff. So as you can see here, we're actually at 74%, so we're a little too low on percentage. So we're gonna go back and modify this just a little bit. Before I do though, I wanna do this real quick. So when you jump down the little hole, see that's 77. Yep, you can go over to the right. If you have a Necro DPS, you can if you have a necromancer or anybody like that in your party, you want to do these last because they give a buff to the necros. But anyways, you want to do these, so we'll actually switch these. You want to come here and you want to do these mobs. Now, fun fact for you about these mobs here: you can actually um, skip and do it backwards or clockwise this way instead of doing these first. Now, the reason why you want to do these first instead of these is because if you don't, this guy here is going to start teleporting around the room, doing his little ghost step. It's kind of obnoxious and really annoying. So try not to. So what you can do is you can run across this little puddle. Now, if you're going to run across it, you have to jump. You don't want to run across it. Actually, you actually just want to jump in and jump right back out. Because if you stay in this puddle, it will put a gnarly poison on you. It's not dispellable. You will probably die. It's a very gnarly dot, unless you have an immunity. Um, it sucks. So, anyways, you just jump across, kill these, and then you kill this, and then you got the boss. This is where, on the process of this Bioflesh doing his little ghost steps, someone can run back and actually grab these for the tank. And on a bursting week or anything like that, you can just do them with the boss if you wanted to. But if you don't want to, you can just do it right before the boss. That's fine too. So it gives your Necro people, your Maldraxxus people, excuse me, whatever, that buff. So you can see we're at 93. We're a little behind, so it looks like we won't be able to either do the skip or we can. We're just gonna go over here real quick. We're gonna add him. It's 95. Okay, so yeah, looks like we won't be able to do the skip, and that sucks. So instead of doing the skip, we're gonna do an insert before. And we'll just do these two. It's 101. Yeah, that'll work. Or we could do this, right? Nope. Alright, we'll just do those two. That's 101. Hmm. See if I could drop this down a little. Oh my god, what have I done? Let's see here. Hmm. Yeah, looks like we have to. That's okay. We'll be over by 1%, and that sucks. So, we'll just erase all drawings there. That'll be fine. So when pulling this here, okay, really, really, really important. Actually, I think you can't. I think you have to do him. So we'll do this. Actually, we'll just modify this like this, and then what we'll do, because that's over 3%, right? So if that's over 3%, we'll remove something. We'll remove one of these slimes here. That's not it. There we go. We'll just remove one of those slimes, and that works out nicely. There we go. Um, yep. All right. So on this boss, she's kind of annoying. What really makes her annoying is the plague that she does, the infectus or rain. This is just on a triangle. This is really hard to heal, especially if you're a caster that has to stand still and cast. So you really want to be ready for this. But ideally, she spawns these. She'll spawn this Maligant spawn, and he'll have like a little circle kind of in front of him. So if let's do freehand. If this is the boss, right? This is the circle around. Oh my god. All right. So this is the circle, right? What she'll do is she'll spawn that spawn, or she'll spawn it, and let's say he's right here. He'll have like a little circle right in front of him. You do not want to stand in that. Only the tank has to stand in it. Common misconception is everybody has to soak that. You don't. Only the tank has to soak it. You just want to be around it. You all want to be as close as you can to it, or as close to you can to each other as you can, because you get a nice little you get a damage reduction if you are, and a lot of people didn't know that. So, anyways, once you she's a three-phase boss, so once you phase her the first time, she'll spawn like three of these little things, and then she'll spawn these like little tentacles. These tentacles, so they have a rotation effect, so the entire area will be covered in those tentacles, but they're in a sequence, right? And they have a really wide range of slamming. They do a slime wave that hits really, really hard, right? So you kind of want to see, okay, so you kind of want to see where they're spawning at or where they spawn. So if two spawned here, or let's say three spawned here, right? The first three that I saw spawn, that's where my safe spot's going to be after they slam. Because right after they spawn, after like 2 seconds, the rest of the area is going to be covered in slime. So what you want to do is you want to be kind of like right here, because this area is going to be covered in slime for just a second. And right when they slam, it's safe for you to cross into this area. Because if you don't, the entire area, all of these tentacles here are going to slam down. They're gonna kill you, right? Don't underestimate how wide this actually is. All right. Try to get as far into the safe area as you can. Because if you're hugging the edge, you're most likely going to get hit, and everybody's going to get mad at you because you died, and there's no B-res. Right. So after that, basically, it's just rinse and repeat. Usually on the second phase is when you want to lust, because that's really the most annoying phase, because that takes the longest. You want to lust that phase, kill the ad that spawns the growth. Pay attention to where he's at. Get as close to each other as you can, but don't soak that little circle with him, and don't get hit by a tentacle slam. Other than that, guys, that's Plaguefall. Um, there's a lot of skips you could do here, but we're not going to go into those right now. This is a nice standard route. We're actually just going to call it standard Plaguefall, right? For Tyrannical, right? Nice and easy, standard Plaguefall, right? These are usually how the pulls go. Probably 90% of the time for all Plaguefall keys for each week. Pretty much how it goes. So if you can memorize all of the ads and what they do and their pulls, you'll be just fine. Hope this helps, guys.